Well, welcome back to Morning Break. The Flannery O'Connor Childhood Home will kick off the famous Savannah author's centennial year next weekend with a panel discussion on faith, race, and disability in Flannery's work. Mary Villaponto is the board chair of the O'Connor House. She's here this morning with details on this interesting event that will feature well-known national and local authors. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for being here. It's always, great to take a look back at Flannery's work. We're doing it with some specific subjects this time. Why'd you choose those?
Well, so the subjects are faith, race, and disability, and those were really important in her writing and in her life.
Right.
Obviously, she grew up a white woman in the South in the 30s and 40s, the Jim Crow South. And there's a lot of controversy right now about how she represents race in her work. And faith was very important to her. She was devoutly Catholic, and that comes across in the subjects that she writes about. And then disability, because as you know, she was diagnosed with lupus when she was only 25 years old. So for most of the time that she was writing, she was suffering from lupus. Right. She was on crutches. She suffered from weakness and pain, so that comes across in her writing as well.
She was ahead of her time to include these topics in her writing because people were not obviously talking about them very much, certainly not writing about them as much.
Yes, I think that's right. I mean, a lot of the things that she wrote about, these things are perhaps kind of submerged in her writing, but she writes stories that are kind of hard to read sometimes, and they were shocking to people at the time.
Well, you are bringing in some folks who know a lot about Flannery O'Connor's work, and they are some really renowned authors.
Absolutely. We are bringing in, first of all, Angela Alaimo O'Donnell. She is a professor at Fordham University in New York. A few years ago, she came out with a book called Radical Ambivalence about race in Flannery O'Connor's writing. Yes, Father Mark Bosco. He is at Georgetown University, but he also co-directed and co-wrote that prize-winning documentary that we screened, about Flannery O'Connor.
And then our local star.
Our local star, Professor Pat West, who recently retired from Savannah State University, but Professor West is doing some really cutting-edge research into the archives, looking at the lives of people in Flannery O'Connor's life who may have inspired some of the black characters in her stories.
Fantastic. It again is a very interesting event, and fortunately it's going to be free because you had a little help putting it on.
We sure did. We are very grateful to Georgia Humanities because they provided us with a grant that is allowing us to bring these authors in, to have our event at the Beach Institute, and to have a nice reception afterwards. And it's completely free. Everyone is welcome, and it's free.
Fantastic. That will be a way to celebrate Flannery's centennial year.
That's
fantastic.
right.
So coming up a week from Sunday, February 23rd.
Right, at 3 o'clock. And we are asking people to RSVP. If you go to our website, which is FlanneryO'ConnorHome.org, you can just let us know how many people are coming so that we can plan the reception.
Fantastic. Mary, thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to several more events through the year to celebrate Flannery O'Connor's centennial year.
That's what we're doing. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. Well, local students are getting a look back at Georgia history today. When Morning Break continues, Kyle will join us.